Alright, so today I am trying to set the static timing, my injection pump on my 81 Isuzu diesel. And how I do this is take my big old wrench here, I'll show you. I've got a dial gauge set inside the distributor hole there, so you take out a little nut and install that in. Make sure to, I guess, install it in there pretty good because it's pretty finicky. So this is what it's reading right now, and I kind of fuddled with it, so it's probably off. It looks like, what is that, 75, 80. We want it to be at 50. So down here I've got some timing marks on my crank pulley there. So you can see right now I'm on 15 before TDC. So just give you a quick look at what we do here. We're gonna spin it backwards till it's at about 45 to 60 degrees before it top dead center. And while I spin that, you're gonna see the gauge here. So this is what I'm really gonna be looking at. We're gonna wait for the gauge to stop moving. So you can see I'm spinning it, but the gauge kind of stopped moving right there. I'll spin it a little bit forward and it's not moving. So, and I zero out the gauge right there. So right now I've got it on 0. Then we spin it back forward. Okay, and we're gonna spin it back forward till we get to that 15 degree mark. Let me see if I can get a good look at that. So I'll show you again. And you can see I kind of got that mark, that line chalked right there. Okay. And there we go. She looks pretty lined up. Okay, so I guess I could have left that on there. Right. So again, it's back at about that 75, 80. I'm going to adjust it to 50. So to do that, there's a nut in here on the flange. You can see I've kind of already got it removed right there. One. That one I needed to just totally remove because it was all rounded. There's another one right in here on this side. You can't really see too good. Come down here. So grab a 12mm wrench. And we'll go underneath the truck. And there's 2 right there. These 2 guys, 1, 2. Loosen those up. Okay, so I've got it all loosened up a little bit, and just a smidge. It might take me 2 hands here to do this, but what you're gonna do is rotate your pump, either pull it away or towards, and you can see the lines moving there. So now that I got it loose, you wanna put it at 50. So I guess there you go, I got it on the money, and then tighten it back down. Okay, so let's check our work. Here's our gauge. We got it at about 50. Take our big wrench, and we're gonna spin it backwards again. Go back to that 45 degree mark. So I'm gonna go down here on the crank and we'll spin it back until that gauge stops moving, and it should land on 0. Otherwise I messed up the gauge, which I've done about 3 times now. So let's keep going back. And you can see I went way over, and so my gauge is probably all messed up again. So if that's the case, yeah, I will try to set it again. Yeah, friends, I want to show you something. Why I was having so much trouble timing this, and I figured out the problem was. So the instructions to set this timing say to set it at 1mm lift. Set the lift right here, 1mm from the plunger. So when I installed this, I did not do that. It was probably at 5mm when I watched it. So you can see this little number on here. See that, those little numbers right there in the kind of in the middle. When you push this, you can see how they go, right? It's kind of how many times around it's going. So you want to put this, when you install it, install it so it's right here to begin with initially at 1. So, and to do that, right, here's the pieces. What I did was I first installed this piece into it. Take this off quick. Right, I install this into the injection pump, and don't install it in all the way. I kind of just put it not all the way in. Put this guy into there, right? Or wait, not like that. Put the nut on there first. So you install this into there, then you install this into here. And so to get that 1 millimeter of lift, don't install this all the way in. Just install it and tighten this down just to where you're at that, when you're at TDC on the truck, remember, that's when you start it. Make sure at TDC on the compression stroke. If you don't know how to do that, take the oil cap off and feel the valves, just the valve for number 1, which is the one you can feel right in there, as you rotate the engine around to TDC. So as you put it into TDC, make sure it's on the compression stroke. So what I do is, while I'm turning this to TDC, before it gets to TDC, feel the valve through the, you take the oil fill cap off, feel the valve as you're turning it. If the valve moves as you're approaching TDC, you are on the exhaust stroke. So you want to go on one more full time around to get onto the compression stroke. So as you approach TDC, the valve should not move. That's how you know. So yeah, once you get that installed correctly, then you back it off 45 degrees back. Bring the cylinder to 45 degrees before top dead center by turning the crankshaft. So you're going to turn it in the reverse rotation to do that. So, and while you're turning it there, this gauge, as I showed you, will stop moving. Then you zero it out. Then you rotate it back forward to that mark at 15 degrees TDC. Then you rotate the injection pump until you get the dial gauge to hit the 50 mark, probably. Right, so you want it to land right there. Then you're done. Tighten her up. You probably need a friend to do this. One person to hold it in the position it needs to be in while you get it tightened up. All right, hopefully that helps you.